There's been a lot of talk about the US healthcare system and how messed up it is. So I thought this was a perfect time for me to come on and talk about the Spanish healthcare system and how much better it is. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the time I had to go to the ER in Spain. And this was about 2 days after my wedding back in May of 2023. So what happened is I got super, super sick. I had a fever. I was in bed shivering with like 20 blankets on. And my husband was like, Julia, like we need to go to the doctor. You're really, really sick. And I was like, we're not going to the doctor. I'm not dying. Like, you don't go to the ER unless it's life or death, in America, basically. And he's like, I'll always remember this. He looked at me and he's like, Julia, it's fine. It's different here. It's not gonna be that expensive. Anyways, so we went, and good thing we did because I was not in good shape. But we get there. They immediately give me IV fluids. They do a full blood panel. They do a urine test and culture. And then they wanted to do a chest X-ray to make sure my lungs weren't full of stuff. And I was immediately like, hell no, like that's gonna cost so much money, I'm fine. And my husband was like, how much does it cost? And they were like, oh, 50 euros. And I was like, what? You can tell me how much that costs and it's only 50 euros? Hell, do 5 x-rays. I don't care. So that was amazing. And then they also wanted to do an ultrasound, I think, on my like kidneys and liver or something. I did actually have travel insurance through my insurance provider, but I just didn't really know how much it would cover. And I was going to be paying this out of pocket first and then asking United Health for a reimbursement. So we all know how that goes. After all is said and done, they ended up saying that I had a virus and a bacterial infection at the same time in my blood. They gave me some IV antibiotics. So I spent like 8 or 9 hours in that emergency room in a bed in my own room. And the stay itself was only 140 euros. All the lab stuff I had done, the urine sample, the blood test, all that, 50 euros. The x-rays, 100 euros because I had 2 of them. And then the ultrasound, which was only 125 euros. And it was all itemized. I paid it immediately. They could tell me the prices. Absolutely wild. In the US, we all know you never know what you're going to pay till months after. And just to talk about how crazy it is, I'll give an example. In the US, 3 months later, I had a really bad UTI, and long story short, I had to go to the ER in the middle of the night. I went to the ER. I talked to a PA for like 10 minutes. They took a test. Was there for a couple hours in a chair, not even a bed. They gave me 1 script for an antibiotic, and that set me back $1,865. And these are the 2 bills I got. And since I had a high deductible plan, I had to pay all of it out of pocket. Even if I had paid my deductible already and like had already done a lot of stuff in the year, I still would have had to pay the minimum copay, which was $500. So that's absolutely freaking insane. I also asked ChatGPT how